think the best place to warm up is in the car. I do most of my warm-ups and practicing and a lot of singing in the car just because it's, you know, sealed off from the rest of the world and nobody can hear me scream inside the car. Water. I was getting into drinking, you know, honey and lemon and teas and all the rest of it, and that's good and everything, but brandy. But I find that it's just a massive pain for me to prepare all of that, and I'm not a very well prepared person. You know, I'm just losing my flasks, you know, my thermos flasks. So I'm just going to stick with water. You know, and I shouldn't be drinking bottled water. Again, it's just because lack of organisation. If I was more organised, I would carry a bottle of water around with me. But here it is. A lot of the time, I don't know if I should do it in the car, but if I'm before, like, you know, singing before a gig, warming up before a gig or something, or a recording session, I'll just gargle a bunch of water. But it sort of requires me to tilt my head back, so I shouldn't do that. Well, maybe I should try. Now, the main tool that I use to warm up, there's an app called Warm Me Up! ! Maybe it's just one exclamation mark, I don't know. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's amazing. It has, you know, you can set it to 15 minute, 20 minute, half an hour warm-up exercises. And it has 4 modes, so you can choose between low male, high male, low female, and high female. If I'm feeling adventurous or if I've got a lot of time on my hands, I'll try and do all 4. I don't know what noises I'm supposed to make on this exercise. La 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 ha ha It's, I think a lot of people get annoyed by doing scales and exercises and stuff, but I don't know, I quite like it. I've always liked it, even practicing scales on the guitar, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good. It's fun. Beautiful morning, beautiful morning, beautiful morn. That wasn't a very good place to park your car unless it broke down, which it may have. Bigger, better. Better, bigger, better, bigger, better, bigger, best. Okay, so you get the point with the male. That's low male. So let's try the high male. Dare to look ridiculous. That's one, like, a lot of people seem to like, oh, I don't want to fucking do that because I don't want to do lip rolls because they look stupid. Who cares? Just do them. La 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 la. You ready? Let's tickle your ears. Moi, 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 moi. 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 Moi, moi. Come on, dude, what the fuck was that? God. This dude was totally in my lane, smashing down the road at about like 100 kilometers an hour. Moi, 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 moi. Moi, 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 moi. Moi, 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 moi. Bzzz, bzzz, making bzzz. If you've just joined us, we're making bzzz sounds. Bzzz, la, li, la, la. This is still quite low, right? White man's burden, Lloyd. White man's burden. Come on, when are we gonna get to the high ones? Oh, come on. All right. I've already done the beautiful morning one. I don't know where this. I guess you could sort of find the notes a little bit better because you imagine semitones. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I should stop doing it. Or maybe I should do it more. Beautiful morning. The octave jump is quite hard. Beautiful morning. The sad part about this road is that it smells like roadkill. I was driving down here at night last night, and you really gotta watch it. It's like, you probably can't see, but there's like a, I don't know, maybe you can see these trees here. But I was driving down here last night at about 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's literally, kangaroos would just stand there, and they could just jump out at any second. It's really, you've really got to be careful and keep on your nerves. And the drop bears as well. This time of year, or it's sort of getting out of drop bear season now, but a few months ago, you just see them in the trees. Their little eyes just glowing. It's really scary stuff. And I've heard stories of people going on nature walks down some of these paths and trails, and just coming back, their heads and along their necks, just torn apart by these drop bears. What are we? Red leather, yellow leather. This is hard. Red leather, yellow leather. Ah, damn, it's finished. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather, 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 red leather, yellow leather. Yeah! Yeah! It's hard. I mean, it's so much easier, not to name names or anything, but you hear certain singers who, they don't really pronounce anything because they're doing all the open mouth thing, because it is so much easier to nail the notes, and the tone is cool, but it's no good if you're singing E, A, E, like to sing about me a lot, so me, I'm singing about me. Say May. I'm singing about May, or am I singing about me? I'm singing about me. So then you sort of, I don't know, you alter something in here, so it's more of a nasal me. So it thins it out, so you don't get that that tone of May. But you know, what do? You compromise. Shut up. And vibrato, you're going to be very careful with vibrato. Well, I think you do, because it's very easy just to mask the fact that you can't find the note. And there is a spot, there's a weak spot in my voice. It's around a B flat, B, C. I couldn't tell you B4 or B5, I can't really remember those, but all I could tell you is that it's the B on the, like on your high E string on the 7th fret. Around that area. Where this whole E, where the E sound, E, is really hard. I could feel that it only makes it up so far, and then I'm very tempted to me. It's around there. Me. And I actually think that the lip roll thing helps warm whatever crazy bodily function is happening in you. What? See, that hurts a little bit. You probably shouldn't do that, and there's probably guys more skilled and experienced than me that know how to get that grit without it getting sore. Look. When I'm driving, I always, you know, if I gotta get fuel or whatever, I always buy these freaking dumb iced coffee things, and they're so bad for you, but I just love them. So don't buy them, because they, you know, they're milky and they just, the whole phlegm thing, it's not good. It's not pleasant. So this is set at low female. Like a whole semitone out there. Full moon again, morning. Oh, beautiful morning, beautiful morning. It's kind of tricky. What's the speed limit here? Morning. And he's got all that stuff on the back of his car. Why don't you just drive a little bit slower? You'll get to your destination 3.5 minutes later. What good is 3 minutes? What can you do in 3 minutes? Some people ask if I'm into King Diamond, and I'm not really. I think some of his stuff is cool and it's crazy. Ooh. A proper cup of coffee in a proper coffee cup. A proper cup of coffee in a proper coffee cup. A proper cup of coffee. This is not a proper cup of coffee. This is a sticky, stinking... You know what? I left one of these in my car once. It had about this much in it, and it went underneath my my seat. and then it burst open and the coffee was all like stinking and it wasn't cool. And then I just couldn't get that smell out of my car for years. Oh, it is 100 along here. I don't want to drive down this road anymore. A proper cup of coffee in a proper coffee cup. Oh, wombats as well. You've got to watch out for wombats down here. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, this is pretty good, this one. Hey, guess what? There's that guy that passed me before. He's pulled over and he's having to restrap whatever crap he had on the back of his truck. Or his ute. Oh. Oh, so now he's gonna be 10 minutes later. Oh. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Alright, so now let's try the highest extreme setting. I'm gonna cheat and do that. Oohs are so hard, man. Falsetto, you know. So a lot of the time, I'll do that. Just go into you know, because it sounds funny and it's easier. Which is win-win for me. I don't know if I actually prefer to sit down and sing. Maybe I should have been a drummer singer. Mayo, mayonnaise. Mayo, mayonnaise. I just missed my turn off. Mayo, mayonnaise. No, I didn't. Yes, no. Oh, this is good. Yes, no, 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 yes, no. Yes, no, 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 yes, no. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Yes, no, 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 yeah. No, yes, no, yes, no, but then it gets faster. So that's typically, I mean, this is a fairly long warm-up that I've done today because I've had a lot of time. The Warm Me Up app changed my life. And it could change yours too. And look, it really sounds like they like paying me. I got no idea who these guys are that put this app together, but really good. I mean, I'm sure there's other ones out there as well, but this is the one that I come across, and it's got heaps of exercises. And like I say, because you can sort of warm up your entire range, so that's why I use that one. Check it out. La la la.